Hi there, welcome back to the shop. I'm Cale. So here's 3 things that are slowing you down at the table saw. And it's important to keep in mind as we go through this video. I'm not just talking about big cabinet table saws like this one. I'm talking about job site saws, contractor saws, and really any other machinery in your shop. So keep these 3 things in mind with all the machinery in your shop, and let's dig into it. Number 1, moving surfaces. And that includes the movement of your wood on the surface of the tool. Surface roughness, whether it's from rust, spilled coffee, leftover finishes from using your table saw as a finishing surface, or anything else, contributes to something called stiction, which is when the ability for something to slide across a surface is inhibited. Dust, dirt, and grime act like cutting agents, especially if they get mixed with a little oil or lubricant. And over time, those cutting agents wear into all of the parts that move and cause wear to happen faster than it should. This is where monitoring, maintenance, and lubrication come in, but you'll hear more about that throughout this video. Number 2, vibration. Running tools vibrate and stuff comes loose constantly. Proper torque is essential, and guessing usually leads to over-torquing, especially on these little screws like these guys. They're really easy to break. This is not a torque wrench. This is a torque wrench. I'd recommend you buy one and learn how to use it. And finally, number 3, wear. All machinery wears, and all machinery wears out. That's just a fact of life. We can plan for that, we can mitigate that, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to do that. All right, so we talked about moving surfaces, vibration, and wear. So what can you do about all of this? That's a good question. Let's book through a quick list of things that you can do to minimize those 3 things and then get out of here, because it's over 100 degrees in the shop. First and foremost, moving surfaces. Look for weaknesses. Look for small parts that are carrying a heavy load and try to find a way to upgrade those yourselves, like these nylon grub screws, for example. You can apply UHMW tape. That's ultra high molecular weight tape. This stuff comes in a variety of mil specs and thicknesses, and it truly is the slip and slide of table saws. You can buy it online all over the place. Big box stores probably have it. You can also apply peel and stick stainless steel strip like this. I got this off of Amazon. I'll have links down below for all of this stuff to help you find this stuff. I don't do affiliates, so these aren't affiliate links. I'm not trying to sell you something. I'm just trying to show you what I use and also make it a little easier for you to find amidst all the trash that's online. Stainless steel tape works really well on the table saw where these little grub screws slide. Helps the fence to move a lot easier. You can apply some dry film lube. I prefer Glide Coat by Bostik, mostly because it lasts a lot longer. It's pretty expensive, but it can last you 2 or 3 years, probably. You could also use PTFE dry film lubricant. This works really well. Or you could use paste wax. Paste wax is the time-tested table saw surface protectant and slippery maker of all time. Here's a warning. Don't use paste wax that contains silicone. That silicone will transfer into your wood and it'll wreck your finish later. Ask me how I know that. Number 2, vibration. Pre-flight your tools. It's important to examine your tool before you use it to make sure that there aren't any loose parts. Buy a torque wrench, learn how to use it. Learn how to maintain the torque on these screws in your fence and in all the parts that move on your saw, and you'll have fewer problems over time. Keep the inside of your cabinet clean. I know it sucks. I hate doing it. It's a pain in the butt. But that dust builds up in there and it adds to vibration, and vibration makes things come loose, and then you have problems. So keeping your saw clean is important. You could use Loctite on screws that are really frustrating, like in my case, the adjustment screws for the sight glass on the fence. They constantly come loose, The sight glass moves, and I don't know it until I've miscut a board. Do not use red Loctite on your table saw. This is a visual example because it's the only one I have. I'm going to put that away now. You want to look for the purple or the blue. The difference between the two, well, they're both mild holding strength, meaning you can make adjustments to the screws afterward. And the purple stuff I think is rated for screws up to 1/4 of an inch. And I think the blue stuff is rated for up to 3/4 of an inch. So for a little grub screw like this, I would use the purple stuff. Little screws like these, I would use the purple stuff. And finally, wear. The more you use a tool, the more it's going to wear. That's just a fact of life. We can maintain our tools and we can minimize that wear by properly maintaining them, keeping them clean, keeping things lubricated that need to be lubricated, and basically keeping them in good working order. If you're one of those kinds of people who don't ever change the oil in your car and you got stranded on the freeway, you probably know what I'm talking about. For the rest of you, this is like getting an oil change in your car. Take care of your tools and they'll take care of you. Aside from proper maintenance, proper use is probably the most important thing to keep your tools in good working order. If you're shoving a piece of wood through the saw and it's not feeling right, stop and inspect what's going on. Fix the problem. If you use your tool outside or in a place of high humidity, or if you're just a dumbass like I am and you leave your shop door open and get an afternoon rain and everything is rusted, you got to get that rust off of there. It will get worse over time. It adds to that stiction that I mentioned earlier, and it's really not a good thing to have around. Oh yeah, and did I mention, clean your damn saw. A clean saw is a happy saw, and a happy saw is a saw that won't vibrate loose all the time. So why did I make this video? A lot of people who watch my videos are older people in my age group who are new to woodworking. And that likely means they're new to owning machinery. A lot of people haven't owned machinery before and they don't know the ins and outs of taking care of a piece of machinery. So that's why I made this video. Quick recap. The 3 things that are slowing you down with your table saw and the other tools in your shop are wear, and you can prevent that by keeping it clean, upgrading things where you can like these grub screws, and lubricating as needed to keep things properly maintained. Number 2, vibration. You need to monitor for cleanliness. You need to pre-flight your tools regularly. You need to make sure your tools are ready for you to use. You need to use thread locking compound where it's applicable. And 3, wear. Plan for it. It's inevitable. It comes for all of our tools. You can slow it down by maintaining your tools and again, monitoring, maintaining, and correcting or adjusting when necessary. I hope you noticed that trend throughout the video. It's intentional. Monitor your tools, maintain your tools, and fix and or adjust when necessary. That's it for me, friends. Till next time, peace, love, and sawdust. I'm out.